So hey guys, today we are going to be looking at the WaveLink AX3000 Wi-Fi 6. This is a extender for your internet. So basically, anywhere you want to go in your yard, you'll be able to have internet speeds and such like that. So when you get the box, you're going to have a QR scannable code on the outside. And when you're going to have to, if you don't want to damage your box, you got to be careful because this outside piece is kind of snug. Not real bad, but you got to be careful when you're pulling it off. I like to try to save my stuff like that, but if you don't need it, it's not a big deal. So the box actually has a piece here that you're going to, the tab, pull out the tab, and you're going to open it. And it's going to be protected by foam. So when you open this, you're going to see your actual WaveLink, which is right here. See, it has, right here is where you're going to put in your cable into this. The extender will run from your internet box into this. So that piece is going to be there. It's going to have 6 antennas. I believe there's 6. Let me double check. Maybe 4. 4 antennas right here. Oh no, I was right. There's 6. So there's 6 antennas. Oh wait, there's 5. I don't know how to count. So it's got zip ties in case there is 6. Ah, I thought there was 6. Never doubt yourself. So there's 6 antennas. They're going to screw in to these various slots. This gives you your extension that you need. So we're going to also have an accessory. So there's 2 accessories you're going to have underneath a diagram to how you want to mount it because the mounting bracket back here. So you want to hang it, you can hang it, or you can zip tie it up to a post. If you already have a pole or something, which we do in the backyard from satellite. That's what we'll use to zip tie ours up. And then we will actually have the accessories in here as well. You'll also notice there is an access point. There is another QR scannable code, our foam. So we're going to go in here and look at the accessories because there's 2 accessories that are very important that you will need to see. So there is our cable that we're going to use to run it. And it will go into a couple of things here. You have these mounting pieces, so if you want to mount it, you can. But the pieces that we need to look at are here. These are the important pieces, here and here. So when you're looking at this, you have everything you need to mount it, except for you might need a longer cable. This cable will actually go only a certain distance. So when you go to run it, in order to protect this from getting weather, you're going to basically run your cable through this piece here. You've got to push it through. This comes out. You're going to put this on. You're going to run your cable through it into this. Then you're going to screw this on and screw this on like this. This will weatherproof it. If you look, the hole is very small. So once you get this through and plugged in, this will protect it from the weather. That's one piece that's really important. The other piece is this. So normally what you would have to do on an extender is you would have to plug it directly into the extender. This piece actually gives you the power that you don't have to do that because this piece will plug in like this. Then you will use this piece and it will go from here to here. This piece is very important because you're going to have your wire that runs from your internet box into this. Then you only have to have one that will run from here to here. You won't have to directly plug it in because this sends power through this box, through your line to this directly. This is nice because, like I said, a lot of the extenders, you've had to have the power plugged directly in. Well, if you've got this outside in the weather, you don't want power sitting out in the open in the weather. So this gives you the ability to run power through your cable into this directly. So basically all I'm going to do here is I'm going to screw these in. Do not remove these rubber seals. These are what protects it from the weather. So you're just going to go in here and screw each of these on, all 6. You don't have to get them super tight, but you want them snug so that this weather seal protects them. You don't want anything weather exposed to it. And you're going to have it, when you're done, it's going to kind of look like a bug because bugs have 6 legs. So what I'm getting ready to do here is, this is the internet wire that comes from my box. It will go into this unit here. Just plugs in. Then I'm going to plug this in here. This will give us our power. And then just simply plug it in here like that. Now, this is the one that's going to go to our antenna outside. So we're just going to plug it in as well. And then I'm going to run this outside to the antenna. We'll show you, we'll plug it in, do everything we told you. And then you're going to hit the reset button over here, and it will start supplying power to the unit. So here's our WaveLink. So what we're going to do is we're going to post it to this. This is where we have our satellite dish. So we're just going to zip tie it onto that. You'll see we have a cattle panel trellis here as well. That'll help us brace it. So our yard is about an acre. And once you leave the house, there is no signal at all. So this is the reason why we're doing that. So we can still work outside if we need to. And this will make this, however, now if you have a bigger place, like a 2-story place and a bunch of acres, the higher this is, the more range you're going to get. But for us, we've only got about an acre yard. So we're just going to set it up, post it here. It should give me what I need anywhere in the yard. So we're going to get our cable here. And we're going to start running it through like I told you. I'm going to set this down just for a second. Be careful with it. This is going to go through here like this. I told you have to get this piece over top of this. It opens like that. And it goes to here. Now this is the piece that will go through here, remember? And it's going to plug in to this, like here. Then you're just going to screw this on. Now the key part here is just getting it tight. You don't have to be super tight. You just want it to seal. But they did send you this tool to do that. So we're going to put the other piece on. So we run it back through here. You get this tight like that. Then you're sealed from the weather. You want it too tighter than that, you can just do like this and this. Like I said, you don't have to have it overly tight, just enough to seal it. So as you see here, we've got it zip tied, it's up, it's ready. The cord is routed. The only thing is tightening up the cord, pulling it through, caulking around where it went through. The only thing I can point out is the cord that you need for the internet. You have to buy that because it'll depend on the length you got to go. For us, it's about 100 feet. So we're going to go in, reset this, and we're going to see what kind of range we have. So right now, we're in the house. We're going to check our internet speed that we have inside, and then we're going to compare it to what we have outside to see what we have. Remember that I said before, as soon as you left the house, we had no internet. So we're going to see the difference as we go through each one, and we will tell you how the speed tests turn out. So if you look here, this is our speed in the house, 1236 megabytes per second, and speed to your personal device is 78 megabytes per second. So now we're going to go outside and see what we have. Remember, before we had nothing. So we're going to see what we have now. Okay, so right now we are on the southwest corner of our yard. Like I said, we got about an acre, maybe a little more. So in the house we had 1236 megabytes per second, and the personal device speed was 78 megabytes per second. So the personal device speed didn't change because that's actually run off of my phone, but my internet speed is currently at 926 megabytes per second. So before I had nothing, now I got 926. So we're going to go to the other corner, then we'll go to the front and see what the difference are. So I'll definitely be able to use my computer out here now. So now we're in the other corner, opposite of the one, and we currently have 905 megabytes per second out here, whereas before we had nothing, remember. So I'm definitely get a big boost from going from nothing to 900 plus. Remember, in the house it's 1200, so it's going to be a little slower, but at least I have internet. Before I didn't have anything. So now we're going to go to the front. Approximately 100 yards maybe from the house, something like that. Well, maybe not 100, maybe 50 to 60 yards from the house, right on the traffic to go on. And up here, I have 897 megabytes per second, whereas before I had nothing. So remember, we're at 1200 and something in the house, 900 in the backyard on one side, 920 on the other side, and up here we got 890. So we went from having nothing to having internet anywhere in the yard that I want. Now, granted, I'm not going to be out here by the road using the internet very much, but if I had to, I could. So hey guys, we are back to do our final wrap up and review of the AX3000 Wi-Fi 6 outdoor access point made by WAVLINK. So the only thing I got to bring up is that you're going to have to buy your cable that's going to run from your internet box to the Wi-Fi, from the Wi-Fi unit to your internet. And other than that, it's got everything you need. So when you go to install it, just remember, the higher it is, the more range you're going to have. If you live out in the country, we live in the suburbs just outside of town, but not quite what you would call the country. We've got acre, maybe a little more of yard. So it did well for me as far as before I had no internet when I walked out of the house. I got up to, it's almost 1250 in the house. I was getting like 900 in the backyard and in the front yard, not quite 900, but almost. So I did go from getting nothing to internet, so it did help quite a bit. But you got to remember on mine also, when I set it up, I put it on my dish for my internet, for my cable, and it's close to the ground. So the higher up you set it, the more signal you're going to have. Had I set it up maybe towards the roof, I probably would have had a lot more. But I'm happy with what I got because I went from nothing to 900, or right at 900 in the front, to so I was getting plenty of internet. If you live out in the country, bigger yard, maybe a 2-story house, if you put that up high or in a barn on the high side, you're going to get quite a bit of more, maybe not more speed, but a wider range. So just keep that in mind when you're putting it up, how much range you have. For me, I didn't need a huge amount of range, but I did want some internet. It did a really good job as far as that goes. We're going to put the link for this in the description, so you can click on the link and buy one of these, especially if you're someplace where you have no outdoor Wi-Fi. This is a really great connection. I like the fact that you didn't have to run a power line to this, because if you've ever had an extender, you have to run power directly to them. They're a little invention where you plug the internet cable into it and it has power running to that little box. Really a game changer, because you don't have to have power running directly to this. It runs through the internet cable. I like the ease with which it was to hook it up and connect it. Did a great job. Definitely would get one of these if you need internet outside. Once again, it is the WaveLink AX3000 Wi-Fi 6 outdoor access point. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and the link will be in the description.